Hey everyone, thanks for trying to learn to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be looking at the second challenge pack for Shadows of Brimstone, Beasts Unleashed. So with this pack, and just like every other challenge pack that is included, this is going to provide you with an additional challenge that your heroes are going to have to overcome. This pack will have most of the things you're going to need within it that you'll be able to add to your games of Shadows of Brimstone, either as this challenge, or you can add them simply to your games to add some additional flavor and difficulty to them as well. So from there, let's talk about the challenge itself. So the Beast Unleashed is going to provide you with a couple of new things. First off, you're going to have a brand new mission, and there's going to be a couple of additional steps during setup. First off, you're going to be setting up your different challenge decks. With the threat decks, you're going to separate them into the low, medium, and high that you're going to be getting with this set. And then you're going to choose 3 additional cards from your collection for each one of those, adding them in. Now, if you don't have any of the or some of the enemy types that are required in this set, you can simply substitute them for some of your own from your collection. From there, with the darkness cards, you're going to again use the set that's included with this, and then also choose 5 additional darkness cards. There are some suggestions within this one if you want to follow the scenario specifically, or you can simply add whichever ones you would like to add to this set. From there, then you're going to have the challenge encounter deck. So this is going to be a little bit different. With this one, you're going to set up your normal encounter deck as usual, but then you're also going to add a separate challenge deck, which is going to include the encounters that are included in this set. And then you're also going to add an additional mine encounters set that with the challenge icon that you wish to add. From there, then moving on to a couple of different things here. Within this challenge, you have the Trail of Gore. So whenever an exploration token is found without a clue icon, during this adventure, you're going to add an extra 1 encounter to that token drawn from the special challenge deck. So with that one, you're going to draw it from the separate deck that you made beyond just the first deck. Then you have hunting packs. So whenever an exploration token with a clue icon is found during this adventure, you're going to move the darkness marker forward 1 space on the depth track. In addition, you're going to add an attack to that token if it does not already have one. Then you have the enemies of the Beast Unleashed. So with this one, during this adventure, all beast enemies, except for the Devil of the BlackRock, which is your elite final boss, are going to use traits drawn from the Beast Unleashed deck, enemy trait deck. You're going to draw 1 trait card and use all of the for all of the beast enemies drawn for a single fight. So at the beginning of a fight, if you have any of the enemies that are for this set, you're going to draw one of these cards, and this is going to add special traits to those enemies for the rest of that fight. And then you'll go through, there's certain objectives that you're going to need to meet for this particular mission, and then if you're successful in the mission, there are some rewards, or there are penalties if you fail the mission as well. So from there, with this video, I'm going to cover the different things that are included in this set, as well as the different enemies that this set recommends, which I'll cover next. And then I'm also going to take a deeper look into some of the special rules for this one. So as always, if you find these videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider that like button and subscribe to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to get notified anytime I drop new videos, including additional Shadows of Brimstone videos, hit that notification bell, and that'll let you know whenever I drop new stuff. As always, let me know in the comments down below as well if there's anything else you want to see around this one, or if there's anything else that you would like me to incorporate within these videos that might make them a little bit more valuable to you. I'm always open to hearing from you and starting a conversation. So let's go ahead and head to the table, and we'll see what this challenge is all about. Next, let's take a closer look at what is included in this set. So you're going to get an information sheet that will provide you with the brand new mission that you can play, as well as some backstory to the mission and what's going on within this challenge set. Now, like I said, with this challenge set, there are some recommended expansions and additional enemies that are recommended for this. For this, we are going to assume that you have access to the various expansions, such as the Swamps of Death, the City of Ancients core set, the Void Swarms, Flesh Mites, and the Darkstone Scorpions, and the Blasted Waste Otherworld expansion. So if you don't have any of these, again, you'll be able to substitute different cards from your collection into those if you don't have any of those sets. From there, you're going to receive one large enemy data sheet, which is going to be double-sided with the Devil of BlackRock, your end boss you're going to be facing. You'll have 5 new enemy trait cards, 4 new darkness cards, 5 new encounter cards, the miniature for the Devil of BlackRock, and 16 new threat cards, 5 low, 5 medium, and 5 high, as well as 1 epic. Next, we're going to take a look at the Devil of BlackRock's card. And someone must have made a comment to Flying Frog Games about the first challenge pack being a little too easy, as this one is a massive step up. This guy is truly terrifying. So first off, with the Devil of BlackRock, he is a large enemy and is going to have an undefined initiative, which you're going to see in his abilities. Next, we have a whole collection of new abilities, including the Unspeakable Terror 3, a hero starting their activation on the same or adjacent map tile as this enemy takes 3 horror hits. Then he has the Voidgen, and this one always counts as having 5+ cover. Critical hits only reduce this enemy's defense to 3 rather than 0. Next, he has the Phased Time. So at the start of each turn, you're going to roll 3 dice for initiative. This enemy activates once at each of these initiative levels rolled. For any double rolled, instead of activating again, at that initiative level, it is going to heal wounds equal to that die's roll and has +3 cover this turn instead of the +5. So he is going to be absolutely brutal to bring down. Next, you have Rampage, which means that he's going to move through other models and retarget at the start of each of its activations. From there, then it has a movement of 7, and it's to hit rolls. It doesn't have any range, and a 3+ on melee. He has a combat of 2 plus 1 additional per hero, and he's going to use the peril die for determining damage. His health is 40 plus an additional 5 per hero, and his defense is a whopping 5. Then he is going to be worth 15 points plus an additional 5 per hit. And his elite chart is going to add even nastier abilities to him. He has Razor Claws. This enemy's combat hits are now +2 damage each. He has Terrifying Mutations. You're going to add an extra Beast Unleashed trait to all beasts enemies during this fight. You have Jagged Shell, which gives him +10 health, and any failed escape roll while adjacent to this enemy does d6 hits to that hero, doing 2 damage each. Then you have Deadeyes. All heroes on this enemy's map tile are -1 to their willpower rolls and take 2 horror hits whenever they use a grit or an ability token. You have Sweeping Slash, which gives him +1 combat, and he ignores armor. And finally, you have Born in Darkness, which now rolls 4 dice for his initiative each turn. So a truly nasty enemy, and that's before you flip the card over to the brutal side. Moving over to the Beast Unleashed trait deck. So this is going to add 5 cards to this deck, and you're going to reveal one of these cards at the beginning of each fight that involves beasts. And these cards are going to add new powerful abilities to those enemies. So for this one, looking at Shredding, this trait can be applied to all beast enemies during a fight. Beast combat hits are +2 damage and they're going to ignore armor. So these are going to really bump up all of the enemies you're going to be facing throughout the fights.